Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we will dive into the massive Thursday, April 9 spoilers, where Steffi races to save her family and Sheila finally confronts Deacon with the heartbreaking truth. And let me just tell you right now, my head is completely spinning because the spoilers for this Thursday episode are just insane. So we have Steffi Forrester Finnegan. She is in full panic mode, and honestly, she has every right to be because she just dropped the absolute biggest bomb on Ridge Forrester. And you can just imagine the look on Ridge's face when he hears this. But let's back up for a second. Steffi just told Ridge about Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp and how they nearly got busted by Sheila Carter, and Ridge is just losing his mind. So Ridge says he does not care about Deacon, which is classic Ridge. He hates Deacon. He has always hated Deacon, and he probably always will hate Deacon, but he cares about Taylor because Taylor is the mother of his kids. And I get that. I really do. But Taylor really brought this on herself. And I just have to say it. Taylor is a world-renowned psychiatrist. But she is acting completely ridiculous right now. So she gets involved with Deacon, and she knows he is married to Sheila, but she does it anyway. And now Ridge is finding out. And Ridge is just standing there in total shock because he cannot believe Taylor would be so reckless. But at the same time, he wants to protect her. So Ridge is shifting into full protective mode, and he is ready to do whatever it takes. But the problem is Sheila is already on the loose, and she is dangerous. So dangerous. And then we have Finn, good old John Finnegan. He is actually using his brain here because Finn pointed out something terrifying. He reasoned that Deacon was the literal only thing keeping Sheila from snapping. And he is so right. If you think about it, Deacon was her tether. He was the one person who accepted her. He gave her a home. He gave her a job at Il Giardino. He even gave her a ring and married her. And because of that love, Sheila was actually behaving. She was trying to be a better person. But now that tether is broken, and Finn knows it. So Finn is looking at Steffi and Ridge, and he is telling them that they have a massive problem. Because without Deacon to keep Sheila grounded, she is going to completely lose her mind. So now Steffi and Ridge and Finn are racing. They are literally racing to stop Sheila from doing something crazy. And I am just sitting here wondering where they are even going to go first. Are they going to the Cliff House? Are they going to Taylor's office? Are they going to the restaurant? It is just a total frantic scramble, and Steffi is terrified for her family. Because she knows Sheila has a history of going after the Forresters when she is backed into a corner. And this is not just being backed into a corner, this is the ultimate betrayal. So Steffi is probably driving like a maniac right now. And Ridge is probably calling everyone he knows. And Finn is just dreading what his birth mother is going to do next. But meanwhile, over with Hope, Logan, Spencer, and Deke Sharp. Yes, Deke. That is what we are calling Deacon right now. Because things are getting casual and messy. Hope and Deke are struggling. They are just sitting there talking about the situation between Sheila and Taylor and Deacon. And it is so frustrating to watch because Deacon is just so blind. While Deacon insisted that Sheila does not know anything, the truth is she has already found out. But Deacon is just standing there wiping down the bar or whatever. And he is telling Hope that everything is fine. He's saying that Sheila is clueless. And Hope is just looking at him like he is an absolute idiot. Because Hope is actually smart here. She knows Sheila. She knows that Sheila is always watching. And she knows that Sheila is not stupid. And Deacon Hope might worry that Deacon will never get away from Sheila alive. And honestly, that is a very valid fear. Because Sheila does not just let people go. Especially not people who cheat on her with her worst enemy. So Hope is pacing around. And she is telling Deke that he needs to be careful. She is telling him that Sheila is going to kill him. And Deacon is trying to play it cool. But you can tell he is starting to sweat. He is starting to realize that maybe he underestimated his crazy wife. And he should have realized that a long time ago. Because you do not just cheat on Sheila Carter and walk away cleanly. It just does not happen. But what they do not realize is that Sheila is confronting Deacon right now. Yes, right now. The spoilers for Thursday, April 9 reveal that Sheila will finally confront Deacon. And This is the moment we have all been waiting for. The tension is going to be through the roof. So Sheila just walks in, and she probably has that dead look in her eyes. You know the look? The one where she is trying to hold back the absolute monster inside of her. And Deacon is just going to freeze because he knows. He will take one look at her and he will know that she knows. And knowing Sheila, she won't tell Deacon if Taylor is okay or not, which is just brilliant psychological torture. Because all he knows is that Sheila eventually pried the truth from Taylor. We already know Sheila cornered Taylor in her office earlier, and she had that wild outburst. And she made Taylor admit that she fell in love with Deacon. But Deacon does not know how that ended. He does not know if Sheila hurt Taylor. He does not know if Taylor is lying in a pool of blood somewhere. And Sheila is not going to give him that information. She is going to make him suffer. She's going to stand there and watch him squirm because she wants him to feel the panic that she is feeling. So now Sheila wants Deacon to give her some answers face to face. She wants to hear it from his mouth. She wants him to look her in the eye and admit what he did. And Deacon knows he can't lie to Sheila anymore. The jig is up, the secret is out. So he tells her. He looks at his wife, the woman who loved him unconditionally, and he tells her that he has been seeing Taylor. And I just cannot even imagine the silence in the room after he says those words. It is going to be deafening. When Sheila faces the truth, she will be heartbroken. And this is where the story gets really complicated for me. Because I hate Sheila. We all hate Sheila. She is a villain. She has done terrible things. But in this one specific moment, you almost have to feel bad for her. Because she really did love Deacon. She thought she finally found someone who saw past her crazy history. She thought she was safe. And to find out that her husband was sneaking around with Taylor Hayes of all people. It is just shattering. So Sheila is going to be heartbroken. Her entire world is collapsing. And you will probably see the tears in her eyes. Real tears. Not manipulative tears, but actual pain. However, what does the lady do now? That is the million-dollar question. Because Finn is right. It was Deacon's love that kept Sheila from going too far. But now that love is gone, now that Deacon has admitted he has been cheating on Sheila with Taylor, what is going to happen? The leash is off, the cage is open, and the monster is free. Will Sheila just deal with the heartbreak as anyone else would? Will she just cry into a pint of ice cream and move on? By getting a glow up and fixating on a new project or business. I mean, maybe she could focus on Il Giardino. Maybe she could try to take the restaurant and the divorce. That would be the smart thing to do. That would be the sane thing to do. But let's be real. This is Sheila Carter. She does not do sane. She does not do normal breakups. Or will Sheila keep insisting that this is all Taylor's fault? Because Sheila never takes the blame. And she never blames the man she loves. She always blames the other woman. So in her twisted mind, Deacon is just a victim of Taylor's manipulation. Taylor is the wicked psychiatrist who seduced her poor innocent husband. And if it is the latter, Steffi's entire family can be in danger. Because Sheila will not stop until Taylor pays. And anyone who gets in the way will be collateral damage. And it is not just that Deacon betrayed Sheila. It is the fact that a lot of people knew and kept it a secret. This is a huge point. Because Sheila hates being made a fool of. And now she is realizing that Hope knew, and Steffi knew, and Finn knew, and Ridge knew. Everyone was whispering behind her back. Everyone was laughing at her. And so Sheila has to deal with the humiliation factor in addition to being betrayed. And humiliation is a very dangerous trigger for a narcissist like Sheila. When she feels humiliated, she lashes out. So stay tuned, because things are about to get so ugly. And I just want to talk more about this race to save Taylor, because Steffi is leading the charge. And Steffi has so much trauma when it comes to Sheila. I mean, Sheila literally shot Steffi and Finn in that alley and left them for dead. And now Steffi has to deal with the fact that her own mother invited this psycho back into their lives by sleeping with her husband. It is just so messed up. So Steffi is driving, and her knuckles are probably white on the steering wheel, and she is probably yelling at Ridge, because Ridge is sitting there trying to process it. Ridge is probably saying something like, "I cannot believe Doc would do this." And Steffi is like, "I told you so, Dad. I told you Taylor was acting weird." And Finn is in the back seat, and Finn is just a nervous wreck. Because Finn loves his mom in a weird, twisted way. But he loves his wife more, and he knows that his mom is unhinged. And Finn's point about Deacon keeping Sheila sane is just brilliant writing. I have to give the writers credit for that. Because for months, we have been watching Deacon and Sheila play house. And it was weird, but it worked. Sheila was actually calm. She was making pizzas. She was serving drinks. She was a normal citizen. And we all thought maybe she is cured. Maybe love actually cured Sheila Carter. But no, it was just a temporary fix. And Deacon was the Band-Aid. And now Taylor just ripped the Band-Aid off and the wound is completely infected. So now they are racing to stop her. But how do you stop Sheila Carter? You cannot just reason with her. Ridge cannot just walk up to her and use his Forrester charm. Because Sheila does not care about Ridge. She only cares about Deacon. And now she hates Taylor. So if they find Sheila, what are they going to do? Are they going to tackle her? Are they going to call Chief Baker? Because Chief Baker is always useless anyway. He will probably show up 3 days later with a hot dog in his hand. So it is up to Steffi and Finn and Ridge to handle this. And I am terrified for them. And let's go back to Hope and Deke. Because this conversation they are having is just blowing my mind. Hope is sitting there. And she is usually so optimistic. She always sees the best in people. But right now, Hope is the voice of doom. She is looking at her dad, and she is saying, "Dad, you are an idiot. You cannot play games with Sheila." And Deke is just brushing it off. He is like, "Oh, come on, Hope." Sheila is clueless. She thinks I am at the restaurant all night. She trusts me, and it is just so arrogant. Deacon has this weird ego where he thinks he can juggle these two women. He thinks he is some kind of player. But he is playing with fire, and he is covered in gasoline. And Hope is just stressing out because she loves her dad, and she does not want to see him get hurt. And Deke and Hope might worry that Deacon will never get away from Sheila alive. This is a real conversation they are having. They are literally discussing his mortality because they know the stakes, but Deke is still in denial. He thinks he can just ask for a divorce and Sheila will sign the papers and walk away. He thinks he can just say, "Hey Sheila, it has been fun, but I love Taylor now. Bye." And it is just comical how dumb he is. Because as they are having this conversation, Sheila is literally walking through the door. And the confrontation, oh my gosh, the confrontation. I have been thinking about how this is going to play out on screen. Sheila is going to walk in, and she is not going to be screaming at first. I think she is going to be eerily calm. She is going to walk up to Deke, and she is going to look at him, and he is going to say, "Hey babe, how was your day?" And she is just going to stare at him, and that is when he will know. He will see the crazy in her eyes. The same crazy she had when she shot Steffi. The same crazy she had when she pushed someone off a balcony. It is back. And Deke is going to panic. He is going to ask about Taylor. He's going to say, "Where's Taylor? Did you hurt her?" And Sheila is going to smile. A sick, twisted smile. And she won't tell Deacon if Taylor is okay or not. She is going to let his imagination run wild. She is going to let him think that Taylor is dead. Because that is her revenge on him. She wants him to feel the loss. She wants him to think that his actions caused the death of the woman he loves. It is so dark, but it is so Sheila. And then Sheila is going to demand answers. She wants Deacon to give her some answers face to face. She wants to know when it started. She wants to know how many times they laughed at her. She wants to know if he ever really loved her at all. And Deacon is going to be trapped. He can't lie to Sheila anymore. He can't spin a story. He can't use his charm. So he tells her. He says, "Yes, I have been seeing Taylor. I am in love with Taylor." And those words are going to be like bullets to Sheila's chest. When Sheila faces the truth, she will be heartbroken. And I want to talk about this heartbreak. Because Sheila has been rejected her whole life. She was rejected by Eric. She was rejected by James. She was rejected by everyone in Genoa City and Los Angeles. But Deacon was different. Deacon chose her when she was at her lowest. He hid her when she was a fugitive. He loved her when she had 9 toes. He was her savior. And now her savior is just another man who betrayed her for a Forrester-adjacent woman. It is the ultimate slap in the face. So what does the lady do now? I mean, really, what are her options? If she was a normal person, she would get a lawyer. She would take half of Il Giardino. She would get a glow-up. She would buy some new clothes, and she would start a new business, maybe a rival pizza place. That would be hilarious. Just Sheila's Pizza right across the street. But she is not normal. She is completely broken. And Finn is right. Deacon's love kept her from going too far. It was the only barrier, and now the barrier is gone. So will Sheila keep insisting that this is all Taylor's fault? Yes, absolutely. Because in Sheila's mind, Deacon is weak. Men are weak. They are easily seduced. But Taylor is evil. Taylor is the one who knew Deacon was married and pursued him anyway. Taylor is the one who pretended to be a moral compass while sneaking around. So Sheila is going to focus all of her rage on Taylor. And if it is the latter, Steffi's entire family can be in danger. Because Taylor is surrounded by foresters. And if Sheila wants to get to Taylor, she has to go through Steffi. She has to go through Ridge. She has to go through Finn. And Sheila does not care who she has to hurt to get her revenge. And the humiliation factor. We really need to unpack the humiliation factor. Because it is not just that Deacon betrayed Sheila. It is the fact that a lot of people knew and kept it a secret. Think about it. Hope knew. And Hope has been smiling in Sheila's face at the restaurant. Steffi knew. And Steffi has been judging Sheila while knowing her own mother is a hypocrite. Ridge knew. Finn knew. The whole town basically knew that Deacon was making a fool out of Sheila. And Sheila prides herself on being the smartest person in the room. She prides herself on being one step ahead. But this whole time, she was the joke. She was the punchline. And Sheila cannot handle being the punchline. So she has to deal with the humiliation factor in addition to being betrayed. And that is a lethal combination. Heartbreak plus humiliation equals violence when it comes to Sheila Carter. So stay tuned. Because I do not think everyone is making it out of this storyline alive. Or at least without some serious injuries. And I just keep thinking about Ridge in all of this. Ridge says he does not care about Deacon. But he has to care a little bit, right? Because if Deacon dies, then Taylor is going to be devastated. And Ridge hates seeing Taylor devastated. But Ridge is also probably a little bit smug because he always told Taylor that Deacon was trash. He always told everyone that Deacon was a loser. And now Deacon has brought Sheila's wrath down on all of them. So Ridge gets to say, I told you so, but he has to say it while running for his life, which is just classic Bold and Beautiful drama. And Steffi, poor Steffi, she just wants a normal life. She just wants to raise her kids with Finn, but her family is constantly surrounded by psychopaths. And now her own mother is the reason the psychopath is on the loose again. Steffi is going to have some serious words for Taylor if they survive this. I would not be surprised if Steffi kicks Taylor out of the Cliff House, because Steffi cannot have Sheila coming around her kids. And Taylor brought Sheila right to their front door. It is just unforgivable. And Finn is stuck in the middle again. He loves Steffi. He wants to protect his family, but Sheila is his birth mother. And he just realized that his mother is completely broken now. And part of him probably feels bad for her because Finn is a doctor. He has empathy. He knows that his mother is sick. And he knows that Deacon's betrayal is going to push her over the edge. So Finn is probably feeling a lot of guilt, even though he did nothing wrong. But he is racing with Steffi and Ridge to stop her. And I just hope they get there in time. But back to Deke. Deke is just standing there, facing the devil. And he admitted he is seeing Taylor. And now he has to deal with the consequences. I wonder if he is going to try to apologize. Is he going to try to say that he still cares about her? Because that would just make it worse. Sheila does not want pity. She wants loyalty. And Deacon failed the loyalty test. So Deacon might not get away alive. Hope's worry is completely justified. Sheila could just grab a knife from the kitchen. She could grab a pizza cutter. We know she loves a good pizza cutter. And she could just end it right there. But I think Sheila is going to play the long game. I think she is going to let Deacon live with the fear. She is going to walk away. And she is going to plot. Because a humiliated Sheila is a plotting Sheila. She is going to figure out how to destroy Taylor's life. Maybe she goes after Taylor's medical license. Because Taylor is sleeping with a patient's husband or whatever. Or maybe she goes after Il Giardino. Maybe she burns the restaurant to the ground. That would be dramatic. Just Deke standing there watching his precious restaurant go up in flames because he could not keep his hands off Taylor. It is just so crazy. The spoilers are so packed with drama, and I am just typing this out trying to process it all. Steffi racing, Ridge panicking, Finn analyzing, Hope stressing, Deke confessing, and Sheila breaking. It is a masterpiece of soap opera chaos, and I cannot wait to see how it all plays out on Thursday, April 9. And you know what else is crazy? The fact that Deacon actually thought he could get away with it. I just have to circle back to that, because the sheer audacity of this man. He really thought he was smooth. He thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He thought he could have the dangerous bad girl at home and the sweet sophisticated doctor on the side. But he forgot that the bad girl is a literal murderer. It is just so dumb. And Hope tried to warn him. Hope Logan Spencer actually gave good advice for once in her life, and Deke ignored it. So now Deke is facing the music, and the music is a terrifying symphony of Sheila's rage. And I just hope Taylor's somewhere safe, because if Sheila did not finish the job in the office, she is definitely going to try again. And Steffi and Ridge and Finn better hurry up, because the clock is ticking. And Sheila Carter does not wait for anyone. And the whole humiliation thing, I just cannot get over it, because Sheila is going to replay every conversation in her head. She is going to remember every time Hope looked at her funny, every time Deacon was late coming home, every time Taylor acted nervous around her. And she is going to realize that her entire life for the past few months has been a lie. And that is going to fuel her revenge. It is not just about a broken heart, it is about a shattered ego. And a shattered ego is the most dangerous weapon on daytime television. So what do you guys think? What is Sheila going to do? Is she going to get a glow up and start a business? Or is she going to burn down Los Angeles? I think we all know the answer, but I want to hear your thoughts, because this is just too much to handle alone. Steffi's family is in danger. Deke is in danger. Taylor is in danger. And it is all because of a secret that nobody could keep. So stay tuned, because Thursday, April 9 is going to be an episode for the history books. And I will be right here to break it all down for you. And just to add another layer to this, think about the history between Ridge and Sheila. Ridge has hated Sheila for decades. She has terrorized his family for as long as anyone can remember. And now Ridge has to go out there and try to find her. It is like a terrible game of hide and seek. And Ridge is probably so angry that he is shaking, because he thought they were finally done with her. He thought Deacon taking her in was the end of their problems. But it was just the calm before the storm, and now the storm is here. And it is a Category 5 Sheila hurricane, and Steffi is a warrior. She is not going to just sit back and let Sheila attack her family. If Steffi finds Sheila first, it is going to be an absolute brawl, and I am here for it. But I also do not want Steffi to get hurt again. She has been through enough. She has the scars to prove it. But Steffi will do anything to protect her kids and her parents, even if her parents are making terrible decisions. And Finn is the tragic hero in all of this. He just wants peace, but his DNA is cursed. And he knows it. He knows that his mother is incapable of real peace. And he has to live with that burden every single day. And right now, that burden is heavier than ever, because he has to help hunt down his own mother to save his mother-in-law. It is just a twisted family tree. And Deke, you really messed up this time. You had a good thing going. You had a successful restaurant. You had a wife who adored you. And you threw it all away for a secret romance that was doomed from the start. And now you have to look into the eyes of the woman you broke. And you have to wonder if she is going to pull a weapon on you. And honestly, if she does, it is kind of your fault. I said what I said. So that is the breakdown for Thursday, April 9. Steffi races to protect her family. Sheila gets the truth. Hope and Deke struggle. And the fallout is going to be massive. The heartbreak, the humiliation, the danger. It is all coming to a head. And I am so ready for it. But I am also so stressed out, because I just know someone is going to get hurt. And I just hope it is not Steffi or Finn. They deserve a break. But in Los Angeles, nobody ever really gets a break. Especially not when Sheila Carter is involved. So stay tuned, keep watching, and let's see how this all explodes. Because it is going to explode. There is no doubt about it. The only question is who will be left standing in the rubble. And my bet is on Sheila, because she always survives. She is like a cockroach. A terrifying, heartbroken, humiliated cockroach. And she is coming for revenge.